Hello, hi there. So I am doing day 7 of our live videos. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos so far and have been able to learn some new stitches. I'm hoping that I am helpful and things are looking good in your beading journey here. So some of you may or may not have heard of the Chevron Stitch. So tonight I'm going to show you what that stitch is supposed to look like, and I've got some beads set up here, but let me show you a finished bracelet. And this is a bracelet showing you how to do chevron stitch. So that's what I'm showing you tonight. If you guys are, so I see a few people have joined on, so please say hello. Good evening, and today I'm going to show you how to I'm going to show you how to do a demo of this chevron stitch. So here I have a bracelet that I did, and I also have a necklace here. So it's actually a really pretty stitch, and depending on the beads that you use, you can really get a lot of different looks with this particular stitch. And so you can see over here I used 11-aught seed beads and rondelle beads, and you get this really pretty looking bracelet. And this particular bracelet is the candy cane bracelet. So this is on my YouTube channel. The other, the necklace that I showed you is okay, I can't speak. It's exactly the same stitch. But what I did was I just changed up the beads that I'm using. So in this particular necklace, I used 4mm bicones, Swarovski bicones, and 15-0 and 11-0 seed beads. And you can see it's exactly the same, but it looked completely different. If you looked, I mean, if you didn't know what you're looking at, you would see that it would be. Hi Norma, how are you? I'm assuming you set the timer again. Hey Kathy, yes they do, don't they? But it's exactly the same stitch, and they're just different beads, but it's so depending on how you arrange the beads, they look, you get a different look. And this is such a great stitch. So I don't know if you guys know about chevron stitch, but it's a modification of netting stitch. And so let's get started. And really simple stitch. So what you're going to do is, what I have over here are some 4mm rounds, and as I showed you from the two examples, I've got rondelles in this one, and the necklace was bicones. So what I'm trying to show you is that you can pretty much use any bead you want, and I'm using a 4mm round. You can also use fire polish, and you can change up the size, so you don't have to necessarily use the 4mm. You can use 6 and still get a really good looking piece. So to start off with, I've got a stopper bead here, so that's my stopper, and then what you want to do is start with your large bead, your 4mm, then you're going to pick up 3 of your seed beads, then a 4, then 5 of the seed beads, a 4, and then 3 again. So you're only going to do this because you're starting. This is the starting point, and this is how you start it. Oh, I kind of understood what you meant. Don't worry. I figured it was that you set your timer. And so what you're going to do is just take your needle and go back through the 4mm, just the first 4mm bead here. And that's all you're going to do. And what you're going to get is this particular loop. So now all you have to do is pick up 3 of the 11s, then your 4mm bead, and then 5. Let's see, did I do that backwards? I think I did that backwards, sorry. 5, start with 5 of your 11s, and then the 3. So that's what you're going to do. So 5 11-0s, 4mm, and then the 3. And you're always only going to be going through the big bead. So in this case, you're going to go up into this 4mm over here. And this is what you're going to get. for the next step, you're going to do exactly what we just did. So you're going to pick up 5, your 4mm, and then you pick up 3. And now you're going to go into this bead. So you're always going through this, the bead that's furthest out. And we repeat. Isn't this like the easiest stitch ever? So 5, 1, and 3. And I got one too many there. So is this the, if you guys will let me know, is this the first time you're seeing Chevron Stitch? If you would drop a 1 in the comment, and drop a 2 if you've done projects with Chevron Stitch. I know that Interweave actually has like a whole course on it or something, or they've got several videos on how to do chevron. What, am I going too fast? Or go, yeah, it does build up fast. So yeah, this will go really quickly. So making up a bracelet in probably in under an hour. You can get some really pretty looking bracelets. And let me show you again. So again, it's just 5 and 3 for the seed beads. You pick up 5, you pick up that large bead, whatever you decide to make it. So I'm using rounds. And then you pick up 3, and you're just going into this outer bead here. And that's it. I mean, really, and you can do slightly more complicated versions of it, but this is the one I love to do the most because it comes out really pretty, and a lot of people like them for gifts. I make a lot of these up when I have to give away a gift, and so it's a quick little gift if you suddenly find, oh, you know, someone's birthday's coming up and you need something just quickly, and it doesn't require a lot of different materials. This is a good way to go. So let me show you again. You pick up 5 and 1 and then 3. And if you wanted to make a necklace with this, so with the bracelet you want to keep the beads. Yeah, I do have a video with it. Actually, it's called the candy cane bracelet. It's for this one. It's on YouTube. And I call it the candy cane bracelet, as you can see why. So, yep. Now, if you were to make a necklace, the only thing you would do different, and what I did over here was, there's a couple different things you can do. So, in this case, in the necklace over here, I used the 4mm bead, and then for this loop I used 15-ohs. And what that does is it creates that round drape that you need for a necklace. But if you want it to do it the way I have it over here, what you'd want to do is reduce these beads on one side, basically. So it doesn't matter which side, but you want to reduce the number of beads here. So instead of 5 beads on both sides, you would reduce this to maybe 3 beads. So the ending is actually pretty easy. So I've done it a couple different ways. So this way, what I've done is just created a little loop, and it's just a simple loop with a run down the center. And then on the necklace over here was even simpler. All I did was create a loop at the end of it. And so you can do 2 things. You can create a loop over here around this, like if this was your last bead or your first bead, I would just create a loop around this and then put the clasp on. Or you can use both sides and create that, I'm sure you've seen this type of loop many times. So really, really simple. Not too complicated at all. And so I have a question for you guys as I'm trying to come up with more live videos to do and ideas. I mean, I have plenty of ideas for the next 30 days. And I actually even have some ideas for Valentine's Day. But I'll wait a little bit before I bring up my idea for February. But what I want to do, one of the other things I do is I do several other crafting, left-handed crafting things. So I actually crochet. So would you guys be interested in me doing some crochet stitches? Since so far all I've ever done is beading, but I don't know if anybody else is interested, or should I actually go ahead and start that as a different page? And you guys would prefer that I just stick with beading here. So let me know. Drop a 1 in the comment if you think I should just stick with beading, or are you guys open to maybe doing some left-handed, lefty crochet, since a lot of crochet stitches can be difficult to learn sometimes when you're left-handed. And of course I'd still be doing beading, but I would be adding on a few other different left-handed stuff. I'm also thinking about adding on wire wrapping, because that's also different. So Norma, you love it all. Do you crochet? Who over here crochets? Okay, different page. Okay, Kathy. Do you crochet or do any other crafting? And all right, well then I think maybe I'll just go ahead and start a different page for crochet. Chainmail, ooh. Yeah, I've been thinking about getting into chainmail too. There's some really cool chainmail jewelry out there. Really pretty. So you do wire wrap? Yeah, I was thinking I would also do wire wrap, since I've seen some tutorials in wire wrapping. I like to watch, I like to look at Nicole Hanna stuff. So I think her channel on YouTube is called Go Art Yourself. Chainmail is making jewelry using jump rings, essentially. And you can do different patterns depending on how the jump rings are interlocked. So if you Google it, Norma, you'll see some of the jewelry out there if you Google chainmail jewelry. Anyway, I think I might actually keep going on this. It'll turn into a bracelet. I do beaded cabochons. I haven't done embroidery, but I do know how to do like bezels with cabochons. That's something I've done. So let me show you. I actually happen to have a necklace sitting right here. This is one of my pendants for wire wrapping. And so I was thinking about doing some tutorials on that, or got some rings that I've made. Here's a ring. It's kind of an open ring, so you can adjust the band. I'm actually wearing one too. Done with copper, but I don't know if you guys would be interested in having that also as part of the different things that I do on this page. Anyway, well, do you guys have any questions about Chevron Stitch? And also, do you guys have any requests too? I'm open to taking requests, some type of stitch that you would love to learn more about. Happy to do that. Crochet is actually, well, I mean, you could, I guess you'd have to try it and see. It's hard to tell. I mean, I don't think it would be too difficult. If you can do bead weaving, you should be able to do crochet, I would say. All right, well, let me know if this is helpful. I'm going to keep going and doing different videos. This is day 7, and I still have quite a few more days to go for my 30-day challenge. So I hope that these are all helpful, because that is my goal, is to be helpful, to teach. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. So I will hopefully see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a good evening.